Hey, everybody, welcome to our first ever highlight of a business success on the Pascolo Proving Grounds. We just did a highlight of a business expert. You can find it on the Pascolo Proving Grounds Facebook page and YouTube page. This business by Shelly Carlson, one of our Wealth with God students, is one that I bring up all the time on coaching calls, on one-on-one coaching calls. And so I thought, man, what a great fit to have her kind of lead the way in the highlight of successful businesses because it's so inspiring to me. And so because of that, I want to share it to you guys as well. And so Shelly, I don't want to steal her thunder, so tell her story, but she was a school teacher a while back and just has a love for arts and crafts. And she built this beautiful website called Welcome to Nanas. And every time I show this website, I start showing people how beautiful it is. Look at all the creative colors and ideas on there. And basically, there she is there in the picture. She is just giving people craft ideas for all sorts of, you got holidays, for all sorts of functions, whether it be for nursery workers, kids camps, VBS, could be for elderly home care, nursing facilities, you name it. She has an activity for it, and she has all of the instructions of how to do it. And I want you guys to notice one thing about it that you might not have picked up already is Shelly does not have a cart on her page. There is not one thing that you can buy on her page, at least today. That might change. And so, why would she spend all this time building this beautiful site and giving away all of this? Well, one other thing you might not have noticed, as there have been pop-up ads while we have been showing this site, and so that is how Shelly gets paid. I will let her explain a little bit more in depth of how that works. She also has a YouTube channel, which is fairly new, already over 2,000 subscribers on there. And these videos show how to do all the crafts. She makes these at her house. She edits and films these videos at home. And, for a while after she began to retire from the teaching job, she was seeing about maybe $500 to $2,000 a month of income for her family. And now that she's kind of entered into a more of a retirement phase, she's been able to pour more into this website and now is seeing in excess of regularly $3,000 a month selling nothing but giving it all away, guys. So I just wanted you to inspire you with her story. I'm going to let her take it away to kind of tell the whole long journey of how she got here and really to bless you with the insights of this. But Shelly, welcome. Another fellow
Thanks.
Kansan here. There's not too many of us in the Wealth of God course, so it's always great to meet someone in the same state as me. And so without further ado, why don't you just take it over and just kind of tell your story and just inspire people for this?
Awesome. Well, good morning, everybody. Really glad to be here. I do live in central Kansas. My husband and I, for a living, have done farm ranch real estate over the years. And we were in our empty nest season with our kids moving on out of our home when I was kind of excited to discover a business model. This is way back in the 2000s, about an online business and the concept of being able to put something up online that anyone could see. Now, remember, this was fairly new to me at that point in time and to all of us, and that I could make money that way. And it was just like I saw it as such an interesting business model because it has such a low startup cost, and it can go 24/7. Once things are up online, people can access it at any time. I was dabbling in that, starting it, but my husband had some bad health issues. And what ended up happening was he ended up in a coma with some heart issues and severe memory loss. And it shifted our lives dramatically. Praise God, he is doing extremely well. A real miraculous, wonderful story to tell there for another time, but it shifted how we were going to have to do our work. So we sold the real estate business and we adapted our farming to fit what he was able to do. And then I started looking for opportunities to work. And I didn't feel like I had the time to push open that online business model at the time, which was very new in the world. So my degree was in home economics, and there was an opening in our local high school. So I saw that as God's leading to step in there. And I was very grateful for that. It provided income for us. I worked there for about 10 years, but I have to say, it just wasn't in rhythm with our life. Calvin needed me to be more available, and I was teaching in high school with all of its activities. I was gone many hours of the day with work that I brought home with me, and I loved having the summers, but it just wasn't in rhythm with what we wanted. So at the end of each school year, we would go to IHOP, and we dubbed it our IHOP meetings. And we sat down together with a pad of paper and we would dream and we would talk about what do we want our life to be like? What are our values? What are our gifts? What are our dreams? And we were not living that life right then. We weren't really working together. I was apart from him much of the day. And so we started dreaming what that could be. And I revamped that business model of online work. And we started looking at my giftings, and I'm a speaker. I love teaching. I'm creative. And I became much more computer savvy over those years of being in the school. So we were looking at those skills and saying, I think this is the time to push open that business model of being online. What would I like to do? Well, I love working with my hands. That's why I went into home ec in the first place. And so we centered on children's crafts because I have grandchildren. I was always doing those kinds of things with them. I'd done those kinds of things since I was small myself and was constantly working with my hands. So that's what we focused on. And I began what is my website, welcometonanas.com. This is the hub of my business. An online business is my website. With my website, I'm communicating with people all over the world. It's really quite extraordinary. I have to use Google Translate occasionally because they're writing in Chinese and Spanish and all these languages I don't know. I have a primarily English-speaking audience because that is, of course, my native language. So I started this website and I worked really hard to develop one that was clean and pretty and bright and colorful and would attract people into what I wanted, which is to work with kids in your life, to be creative, and most importantly, spend time with them. Celebrate your creativity and spend time with the people that you love. So you'll see my grandkids on some of the crafts, and I bring them with me all the time to my grandkids' homes and we do them together, which is a really wonderful side benefit of this. It really matches our why. So after developing my website, I put a small studio up in my basement. I do all of my own photography and videography. With each post that I put up on it with a craft, I also have a video with it. And I do all kinds of things that you'll see on my website soon. Here's a Father's Day card or a Memorial Day free coloring sheet that I'm putting up, or I do small sewing projects that people could do at home. So all kinds of things that I do. Josh mentioned that already. And I do all of that work in my basement, and then I do all of my own post copy. I write the text and I edit it myself. I put it up on the website, and I also put my videos up on YouTube. So Josh showed you my YouTube channel, and I'll tell you more about it in a second. But as soon as I had a month where I had enough people coming to my website, and this did take a while. I was probably working alongside my teaching job for three years at least. I was making one post a week with a craft, and that was probably about an additional 10 hours or so a week that I was putting in on top of my working full time. And so as soon as I could, I decided it's time to jump and do this full time. As soon as I had enough people coming to my website, I applied to be monetized by an advertising agency. And so the little ads that you see posted on my website, I don't go out and find those companies. This web company does it for me. So I monetize that way. And I started out with $100, $200, $500. And as soon as I was seeing around 500 to 1,000, I let my job go and I came home to the farm. My husband is still doing some farm work. We have decreased that farm work and we sold a lot of our farm equipment, and we have a little bit of farmland and so forth. So we had some other things. I'm older. We had some other things going. And in that time, I have to admit, I was concerned about finances, and Wealth with God came across my path. And I'm very grateful for that. I just soaked it up and it started giving me some concepts that I could apply to us. And I could see how to work what I was doing business wise. And I created a notebook with all of the different handouts that we did in the different lessons and put that together for me and realized my IHOP was already filling out my why section, why I'm doing this, and that I had already looked at our business opportunities and our giftings and saw that a small business is what would work for us. We have a little bit of real estate that we are working with from our past years. So I knew I had those two pathways there. And then what was very helpful for me was to look at the Kingdom Wealth Roadmap, and also the Wealth Ladder was extremely helpful for me because I could see where we were and I needed more income. So I started working harder at my business and I doubled that up to 2 posts a week, and I started seeing that income come up. I'm now working approximately 40 hours a week, I would say, at my business at home here. I don't just set it on autopilot and go away, but I do have to say that it is meeting the values that we wanted. I'm at home with my husband. I eat 3 meals a day with him. We are able to come and go as we would like. Last week, we were in Colorado for a week. I worked ahead with my filming, and I'm able to do a lot of my business anywhere I'm at as long as I have internet. So I was doing my work in the mountains of Colorado that week. Now my business skill set that I need to work on is being productive at home, not getting waylaid with other things. So I'm working at being a productive worker here, protecting my time, using blocks of time well to get my material done. And my hope is to be hiring some chunks of it soon that aren't my forte. I kind of accidentally stumbled onto the fact that I was getting more and more viewers on YouTube. And so we are now able to meet the criteria there to be monetizing YouTube. So that's a new stream of income that we've opened up as well. Josh showed that to you a little bit ago. I was just using it to house my videos, and now ads have been put on there, and now I'm making money on that as well. I may be producing products in the future, but right now all of this is done through that advertising. I keep seeking God's leading on this to see how it might ebb and flow and change. But I don't see a cap to how much income that we can earn. So I'm just hopeful that it will continue going up. And my hope is to have a daughter join me in this business full time and to be hiring some people to help. So that's kind of a fast recap. I'm talking fast.
Wonderful. Hopefully you guys are inspired. Again, I know you have lots of questions, so put your questions down in the comment section if it's on Facebook, or in the comment section if it's on YouTube, and I will make sure Shelly sees your questions and she can answer them that way. Guys, it costs you nothing. Please go to her website, check it out. That actually helps boost her
Thank you.
revenue. Subscribe to her YouTube page. It costs you nothing to support another Wealth of God student. That's what Pascolo Proving Grounds is for. Love your feedback too. How could she improve? Maybe you have a great idea. Maybe you're in that IT space or the ad space that could give her a boost of her business. I'm sure she'd
Love
be
it.
open to hearing from you. She's not quite ready to tutor anybody, but she's thinking about it. So if we go down that road, and you might need her help, we'll see if that door opens up at some point in time. God bless you. Thank you, Shelly, for sharing this, guys. Appreciate everybody in the group and supporting one another. We'll see you on the next video next time. God bless you guys.